So, welcome to Tech Talk, where Exchange for Media finds the intersection between technology and advertising. Today, I am very fortunate to be sitting with Nitin Singhal, who is the India head of Sinch. And have you ever got a message? Have you ever got an email? Have you ever got a notification? There's a high probability that Sinch helped empower that. So, first of all, sir, thank you so much for taking the time with us. And, because Sinch operates across so many platforms, how would you describe it to a layperson who is not, who's not B2B, who is consumer?
Yeah, good and nice to have you over. I think if you look at Sinch, basically, Sinch is a global company, and we have local expertise in making sure that this whole world of complex communication, it can be simplified. Sinch actually means simple, so we actually go ahead and make things simple for our enterprise customers. Um, if you see today for any enterprise, there are so many choices of communication to their consumers. You have, obviously the ubiquitous SMS, which has always been there, and now over the last few years, you have WhatsApp. Recently, RCS, email has been there even before SMS started out, and I think voice can never go out of fashion. And we are seeing that come back with even more power with the whole artificial intelligence, voice bots, and they're getting more and more intelligent, by the hour, I would say, these days, right?
Really?
So we obviously have, globally 175,000 customers who use Sinch platforms for communicating with their customers across the globe. We are worldwide connected to almost 600 telecom companies, powering millions and trillions of messages for our customers. And in India, we power, more than 500 enterprises who are then ensuring that they're communicating on this Sinch super highway, not only for customers in India, but also, internationally. And the reason I would say that why customers trust Sinch is, for a few reasons. One, security. So making sure that these messages which we receive from whether it is banks, insurance, logistics, retail, consumer goods, all kinds of companies, they reach their consumers in time and securely. Scalability, because you have all heard about those fire sales, and do it in the next half an hour and you'll get something, those kind of campaigns, right? So imagine, hundreds of your customers are sending billions of messages within a short window. Now the expectation is that you will actually go ahead and deliver. So we provide that scalability. And also, how do we really reduce the complexity for our customer? There are so much choices, right? The consumers today, I would say, with this whole digital and insatiable desire to get information immediately, right? And we I would say, I'm also guilty of that, right? If you've used Google Maps, or if you've used any other app today, Uber, or so many of them are there, right? The answer comes to you immediately, almost instantaneously. And that has created an expectation for brands that as consumers we use, and that is where the whole intent, personalization, relevance, context, immediacy, all of these things become super critical for a brand to be successful and coming outside of that crowd. And this is what Sinch helps them do across all channels.
Right. And, I'm so happy you mentioned India because a lot of conversations I've had with people have said India is many markets within a single market. So if you could just to use parlance, hyper focus on India because there are so many languages and you empower them through your capabilities. So would you just talk a little bit about
Yes, of course. Absolutely. And, Sinch acquired HTL Mobile about 5 years back in 2020, and from there's been no looking back. It has established itself as a credible player in the market. We have grown 15% revenue year on year, CAGR 4 years now, and you're absolutely correct in that India is actually many markets. You have nuances of various industries, you have nuances of various regions. Obviously, there is a big requirement on localization, vernacular languages, ability to send those across to customers in the channel that they prefer. There is regulatory requirement. You can't send messages after a specific time. You can't actually do a whole lot of things. How do we bring all of that to our customers so that they know that when they want to use these services, it's a safe place and a safe partner to work with, right? That's what we actually power. We have also created a specific secure rooms which we use to run customer campaigns, because the data is super critical and for the customers, and they trust us with that information, right? I think if you were to see, there's also regional preferences. For example, you would have let's say tier 2, tier 3 customers prefer WhatsApp. Tier 1, today we see a lot of usage on RCS. And then there are customers who won't really use email at all. And then there are customers who prefer SMS, right? So there's a lot of nuances that we see in the market. These nuances are not only from the consumer side. We have nuances from the enterprise side as well. Some customers want that this information should go in a particular format, and it should reach the customer, their consumers, within that period of time. And in other places, the information can reach them, and they're not that time critical and all of those things. So we deal with almost 100 billion plus messages annually, and that is growing every year. To give a system which is 24/7 on requires intent, and requires confidence in the ability to deliver, and requires that we ensure that we live up to the trust of our customers. That's how it works.
Right. And, as you mentioned, that Sinch is available across so many different platforms.
Yes.
And I want to circle back to RCS, which is very sort of relevant. And we had that lovely conversation earlier. And I was just curious if you could explain to our viewers why RCS is now sort of gaining dominance and how Sinch is empowering it.
Right. Sure. I think I would say that uh, RCS is gaining momentum. One, because of the fact that it's new. It's just started out. Last year there were some. I would say there were some experiments that Google did a few years back. It didn't work out that well, but they came back with a very strong platform, a trusted platform. But I would say that RCS has a lot of catching up to do when you compare to the other OTT platforms, right? In terms of the capability and the need, but it is catching up very fast,
Right.
and it's catching up. Where a lot of our customers now believe that RCS could be a great alternative for them to reach out to their consumers, because it has the same ability to showcase the brand. It has the same verification of the brand, that the message is coming from the brand, and it also has ability to do rich messaging. You can send videos, you can send pictures, you can automate a lot of campaigns. You have call to action, you can press buttons, and you can actually go ahead and make payments. You also have the ability to go ahead and add actions to calendar. You can attach Google Maps, you can do search. And I would say that a lot of brands have realized that to reach out to their customer, and it is cost effective, of course, right? That's one very significant point. So to reach out to your customers, and if they're getting an ability where I would say where the it's comparable to other OTT platforms, then the customers are willing to experiment. Now, the downside of this is that it's still not reached to all consumers. So I would say that SMS is with all consumers. WhatsApp is with almost now 600 million plus consumers. RCS is still about 400 million plus, right? So you do get customers who might not be on for example RCS platform as yet, but it's gaining momentum fast. And for us, we are a provider of capability to our customers. If they prefer a particular platform, if they prefer WhatsApp, if they prefer RCS, if they prefer email, if they prefer any channel that they want to reach, we make it easy for them to reach, right? Now, in our customer space also, we have two different segments very clearly marked on how how they want to use these channels, right? So one is the enterprise, where there's a lot of large volume of messages and a lot of orchestration. Like if the customer hasn't gone ahead and seen the SMS or email, you nudge them into behavior. And they have strong technical teams. They have platforms. They have ability to serve a lot of these consumers in a personalized way, data analytics and all of those things. So this is a very esoteric way of engagement, right? Long drawn, journey based. Then we have customers who are not that strong on the technology side of it, but have great products to offer, and that's I'm talking about the SMB market. So what we have gone ahead and done is that we have created solutions that would cater to the enterprise with all the complexity, reliability, security, and everything that they need in terms of all channels. And then we also created a very simple platform with all these capabilities: reliability, security, availability of channels for the SMB market as well. And that that is a more simplified way of engaging. So suppose I'm a D2C brand, a small SMB customer who wants to actually reach out to their to their audience. I have an audience. I definitely we make sure that there is consent and they're not doing spam and other things. That's because there's loss of trust in then Sinch, right? So we make sure that they're doing the right things. They're checking all the boxes. Their consent and their ability to send messages to a large set of consumers is based on the fact that they're either their customers or they've gone ahead and given them that consent, right? And their ability to execute this becomes very simple. And we use the ability of AI to supplement what they can actually go ahead and do. We also give them a platform, training, self-help videos, all kinds of things that could help them. And also we've kind of built pre-built these flows. So for example, you have great brand, you want to sell, and you want to now create a video of the product, or you actually want to go ahead and send out the consumer, and you also want to actuate the ability to buy your products, right? We give them pre-built flows that they could create on. And flows is like a journey, right? You show a product, yeah, it's an entire campaign, actionable automated bot that they could just pick up and use. For example, customer acquisition bot, or customer support bot, or change in order bot, or all kinds of these flows that the SMB customer does not really have to think about, because we have thought that for them. Now, when it comes to enterprise, of course, it helps them as well, because you have a collection bot, you have a reminder bot, and all of those things. But they have more complex journeys. So we give them a kind of a clean slate. That fine, you have a complex journey and you want to design your own, you go ahead and do it, right? So these platforms that we have gone ahead and created for the industry are unique to India. As I said, right, global reach, but localized expertise. And this innovation, can be used across the world. So we have, India as the innovation hub, create products for the local market, but, scale it to the, global opportunity.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, I sort of narrowed down on RCS slightly selfishly. I realized that the point is that conversational commerce is a very big thing that is driving media right now.
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that part of the drive is because Sinch is the engine driving those?
Well, I would say conversational commerce, has come into mainstream maybe a year or 2 years, right? It wasn't mainstream earlier, but the platform OTT, and I would give WhatsApp a lot of credit in terms of being able to enable that for customers. WhatsApp, Instagram, you have chats and all those capabilities. But today, if I were to look at it, both all OTT channels give you conversational commerce capability. Now, what does conversational commerce really mean, right? So you have products to sell, and you earlier used to create a catalog, and then somebody could go ahead and say that I want this product, right? Now you can create the whole journey of from the inception of showcasing the product to going ahead and showcasing a video to a follow through to going ahead and completing the transaction, giving the logistics update, and then finally, getting product advocacy. All of this, right? I would say that this is the whole gamut of conversational commerce, right? That you're interacting with the customer, helping them understand the product, and mind you, last year conversational commerce, a lot had to be done by the person who owned that product.
Right.
This year, conversational commerce is moving a lot on the AI side with chatbots having the ability to see your intent, and then being able to go ahead and use data within the enterprise or within that particular business, uh, and expanding that across the knowledge base of products that are similar to it, or capabilities which are similar to it, and therefore answering questions which would have taken a whole lot of effort and time by the person who's selling that product. So conversational commerce is a significant benefit of OTT platforms, CPaaS players who enable the communication, because you have WhatsApp or RCS, right? It's an inbox, but you can't enable it without a CPaaS, or for communication platform as a service company, without them coming in, being able to go ahead and give you this capability, which is flows, which is basically helping you showcase your catalog, then taking an order for it, and then passing it on to the backend system of that particular company which is trying to sell the product, and then being able to go ahead and create this conversational style of selling. This, I would say, that will continue to evolve. A lot of things around the recommendation engine. For example, if you used one product, how do you recommend another? Right? If you've gone ahead and searched for a product, how do you really go ahead and for a company to actually give you similar products that you would like to actually go ahead and use in the future, and then the experience part of it, right? So in India, this has become a very significant channel for companies to sell. Not only, you would think that this is more of a D2C technology companies that that are born digital,
Yes,
right? They would use today. I would tell you, even companies which are in the retail consumer goods, they're basically focusing on order, because imagine you have millions of retailers who now need to buy products from the FMCG companies, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's facilitating them.
it's omnipresent. And the reason why it's being and we have a few discussions, and we have a few customers who are using it. The reason why is because of the fact that you have an app which is already present in everybody's phone,
Right.
and they're conversant with the interface, and therefore now you're actually helping them do their business daily.
Right.
And there are new, I would say, there are new capabilities that both Google and Meta are introducing in their app, which allow you to scale this conversational commerce into a full-fledged e-commerce app.
Right.
That's coming
Within
that app.
Right.
Yeah. So what typically happens is that, let's say I send you a WhatsApp message. There's a link. You press that link. You go to a browser. Then you're having that browser experience, and you drop off, right?
Are you saying it's going to be in?
Yeah, within that app. And that's something, yeah, it's huge. So for us, that empowers your entire existing infrastructure on commerce to be leveraged within that app.
Yeah, because
It's really big.
that's a game changer.
Yeah, exactly. It is a game changer, and that is why conversational commerce, voice AI, AI-based chatbots, and the ability to serve the customers 24/7 without a whole lot of involvement of the business owner themselves, right? Is the next big thing that we see.
And I was going to ask you about AI, but I think you covered it perfectly. But I do want to get back to one thing, because like Sinch is trusted by BFSI brands, for example, which is incredible in itself, because that means they trust you to have all the interests in mind. So if you could talk about why Sinch its trust is so valuable and so like visible.
So I think if you look at today, almost all large banks, and I would say we are very heavy on the banking financial services industry. Almost more than 70-75 banks in India, both large and small, use services from Sinch, and these services are related to SMS, WhatsApp, RCS, email, voice, all platform, right? Some of them also use our platform that actually provides a consolidation of these services, which is called Axiom or Sinch Hub right now. And the reason for the trust, right? It comes out of our values, right? If you see, Sinch values is win together. So we win with our customers. We make sure that they are successful. When the other value comes in terms of make it happen, we have had customers who asked us to do things which are near impossible for us to do it in that timeline, but we make it happen, right? And I think the other value is keep it simple. So we ensure that the customers are don't find us very complicated to deal with, right? So I think if you look at from our side, these three values create a very a trusted relationship between us. I can tell you, if you know that today, uh, if the customers decide on on their CPaaS partners, it is Cinch plus, right? It's not plus Cinch, right? So it's like that kind of a trust that you've created. And I think the last value that Cinch has is dream big. So we basically not only cater to what the customer tells us to do, right? But we also bring new capabilities, new ideas, new innovation. We have over 175,000 customers worldwide. There is so much innovation that we're doing across various regions, countries. There's language, there's ability to deliver. Today, if somebody were to come and tell me that I want to deliver message to the 7 billion people, who have a mobile phone today in India, Cinch is the only one can do it. No other company.
Right.
Ourselves, right? So there are other companies today who will basically go ahead and connect with a Cinch or somebody else. But for me, I am connected to every mobile phone in the world.
Is you're ingrained into the ecosystem.
Exactly. With 600 plus telcos across the world, if you give me a mobile number, your message will be delivered. That's how simple it is, right? So that's the reason why banking, financial services, insurance, the largest private sector bank, the largest public sector bank, the largest NBFC, right? They use Cinch, as a service provider, and they've been using us for years now, and we live up to that expectation, right? We are also seeing now, taking this full intent of keeping it simple for our customers, giving them all the innovation capabilities, making sure that our core to us is customer success. When we look at working with a customer, it's not about how much volume can I get from him, it's how much value I can create for them. There was I'll tell you, last year there was a customer, a very well-known motorcycle brand in India. I won't take the name, but something happened when they deleted all their templates, right? Which you have to register a template or SMS, right? And they deleted it by mistake, whatever happened, right? And they had a campaign in 2 days, and they asked us that can you restore, right? So we it's near impossible to do it because we obviously you've done that. It takes time and all those things, but we said okay, fine, let's put our brains to it and make it happen, and we did. So that created a kind of a trust and experience in the customer mind that look, if I am trouble, I can actually go ahead and trust Cinch to make sure that they deliver on what they promise.
As I mean, what better note to end it on? But because I don't know it, right, I will ask you one question. I'm just curious because, of course, you're very tech ingrained. Which is your current favorite chat, like your model, AI model, which you're interacting with, or does it change?
Well, I think there are a lot of models out there, frankly, and each model has its own capability. So we do use ChatGPT, we do use Gemini. There are a few other models which are very good. For example, if you look at for image processing, we had different models.
Oh, no, I just meant you personally.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah, just like
there's a good question. I'll tell you a small story, segue to it that, about a few years back, when ChatGPT was just coming out and people were asking me questions around ChatGPT, I used to say, I have not used it and, I have to use it. And then there were so many questions coming to me. I thought, let me at least figure out last year or maybe last to last year and there. And I said, okay, and I found it to be quite inquisitive, and it was absolutely amazing experience. I said, wow, I can't believe that something like this is already coming, and it's now obviously surpassed all capabilities. So I do use ChatGPT and Gemini to test out which one gives me a better answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes one is giving me a better answer, the other one is giving me, but the answers are improving by the day, right?
Yeah.
Now the segue to this story is that I thought that this is like a huge innovation, and I must tell my son, who's in first year college, or at that time I think he was in 12th standard or something, and I couldn't believe it that I told him that I'm going to tell him about an innovation experience. He says that, look, I already use it, and you're late in the game, right? So to and to tell you that I'm not a very active user of ChatGPT or Gemini, because I want those. I still feel that the human innovation and ability to use your ability to think,
I think that's very
and and be creative needs to be protected from. I don't know if the answers have been modeled properly or not. It's evolution, but at the end of the day, I say that it reduces the amount of time I take to think. So therefore, I use the capabilities, but then I use my creativity and innovation and intuition to go ahead and mold it into the right perspective.
perfect. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, okay.